So guys, I hope you're all well. We've had we had two fights on the undercard in Selby, and we had obviously Joyce. Now, firstly, I want to talk about Joyce, then I'll go on to the Lee Selby fight. Joyce put in an exceptional performance against Bermaine Stiverne. What a performance. What a performance. Listen, I actually thought that Bermaine Stiverne would cause Joyce some trouble. I thought Stiverne could be very dangerous. You know, he's taking a fight. Yes, Stiverne was old and out of shape and he's coming out from a first round knockout loss to Wilder. But let's not forget, this is a guy with 7 fights. It was a dangerous fight for Joyce. And I thought, you know, Joyce might cause some issues, but Joyce just walked through him and cut him in half. It was a devastating performance by Joyce, and you have to say on that performance, I think Joyce is a problem for anybody in the heavyweight division. I don't think he looks great. Like, he doesn't look, when you look at him and you look at him fighting, he doesn't look that exceptional. But the thing is, he keeps walking forward and throws a lot of punches. And he's a big guy, and he's very active. He's relentless, and I think he's a problem. I think he's a serious problem for any heavyweight fighter out there. I think he's one of those fighters where he's very deceptive. He doesn't look great at all, but the man can fight, and he's got a granite chin. I would say this: out of the champions we've got, Wilder, Fury, Joshua, I don't think either of them have got a chin like Joyce. I think Joyce's chin is granite. Like, he can take punches. I don't think his defense, I think he gets hit a lot. I don't know whether when you fight guys like Joshua and Wilder who can crack, that might be a problem. But on what I've seen so far, yes, he looks a bit slow. He looks a bit robotic, yes. But you've got to understand, he's walking through a lot of guys. And Stiverne, don't get me wrong, Stiverne had been knocked out by Wilder in the first round, so it was hard to bet that. But the way he bust Stiverne up, it was an easy fight. He never looked in trouble. Stiverne's punches weren't hurting him. You know, when Stiverne was hitting Wilder, Stiverne was rocking Wilder, especially when they fought the first time. Joyce said they had no kind of problem or no issue on Joyce, and Joyce was on it. And I think he's, like I said, I think his pressure, his relentlessness, him coming forward at you, that mental pressure, I honestly think that Joyce is a serious fighter, and he's not going to be an easy guy to beat. He's not going to be an easy guy to beat whatsoever. I think this is a guy that's got serious ability. We're not talking about no bum here. We're talking about a guy that can seriously fight. I think he could go all the way. I think he could definitely cause any of the champions problem. Whether he's ready for them now, you know, that's questionable. But I do think when he eventually does fight them, I don't think it's an easy fight for Joshua, Wilder, or Fury. This is a guy that's going to be on your case 24/7, like, and you're not going to put him away that easily. You know, Wilder and Joshua, if they hit anyone, they could put you away. But this man has a granite chin, and he doesn't look like he's going away. Like, he'll be on you. And someone like Wilder, he could cause a lot of issues because I think he physically might be able to manhandle Wilder. It's just whether Wilder's punch can put him away. I think with Joshua's again a good boxer, but he's very heavy-handed. But again, I think, you know, Joshua has stamina issues, and I think Joyce coming forward, leaning on him, tiring him out, that could be a problem as well. Because let's not forget, Joyce is a good amateur boxer as well. He, you know, Abel Sanchez, or I don't know whether it's Abel Sanchez, I can't remember who it was, or whether it was his manager, says that Joyce is one of the most glittered amateur, you know, careers in British boxing, period. So you know, this is a guy that can fight, of course, and also I think moving forward, now that he's beaten Bermaine Stiverne, who's he gonna fight? You know, I actually think he could fight Luis Ortiz. Abel Sanchez said that he didn't want him to fight Luis Ortiz next, but I actually think he's ready for that. And because I don't think there's anywhere for him to go. You know, thing is with Joyce, he's quite old. We're not talking about a spring chicken. We're talking about a guy that's you know, in his 34, 33, something like that, 35. He's not young. So he's got to step up. And I just think that now that he's beaten Bermaine Stiverne, it wasn't even competitive. I think he could definitely step up to fight Luis Ortiz. I think that would be a great fight. I think that would be a fight that would interest people. And if Joe Joyce beats Luis Ortiz, you know, that's a title shot right there. You know, you're talking about a title shot. So I do think that, you know, a Luis Ortiz fight for Joe Joyce will be a fight that they should make. Label Sanchez didn't want it next or before the Stiverne fight, but I do think after that performance, he might have changed his mind and think, you know what, he's ready. He's ready, and I do think he is. I think this guy is a guy that doesn't look special, but I think he's a problem. I think he's a really, really difficult fight for any heavyweight champion. I think his size, his strength, his come forward style, his relentlessness. Oh, I can't say the word at the minute. I'm tired. I can't get the words out. But his constant pressure, I should say. His constant pressure is definitely a problem for any fighter. And I think as he keeps putting constant pressure on you, physical and mental, you know, that'll tire you out. And your stamina will definitely come into play when you're fighting a guy like Joe Joyce. I think he's a very good fighter. I think he's underrated. I think he's going to go on to definitely, whether he wins a heavyweight title, I don't know, but I think he'll definitely challenge and he'll definitely cause those guys problems. Whether he can win, that's up to him, and we'll have to see how much he can raise his level when it comes to a fight of that magnitude. But yeah, guys, I'm really impressed with Joe Joyce. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of his performance. Let me know what you think of him as a prospect moving forward. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.